Hello everyone, so in today's video we are going to see how to train a LoRA for Z Image Turbo. So basically how to unlock the power of having consistent character into Z Image Turbo. And with a LoRA we can get consistent character generation after generation after generation. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So when training a LoRA for a specific character, first we need a dataset of that character. And I mean, it is a bit counterintuitive to train a LoRA for a character. We need a dataset from that character, and a dataset is just a bunch of images of that character. So how do we generate a bunch of images of the character for training, for making images of that character? Well, the short answer is you take one picture of your character, so the character that you want to make a LoRA of. So in this case, I want to make a LoRA of this character. I put this character inside, in my case, LM Arena to use Nano Banana Pro and GPT Image 1.5. And this is a small trick. If you go in here and instead of direct, you go side by side and you select GPT Image 1.5 in here and Nano Banana Pro in here, you can create with a single prompt 2 pictures. So to train a LoRA we need 20-30 pictures. This way it will be much faster to generate that kind of picture. So we have our main character and we start by generating 2 close-up at the face of the character. So these are the 2 close-up and a small thing here. This dataset doesn't need to be super precise on the face and super precise on the aspect of the character. You want to have, the main feature of your character precise. In this case, I want her hair to be this light blue color, her eyes to be the same color as the hair, and so on. So you don't need to be super precise. And also you want to train, and so you want to generate different outfits, for example, and also different expression on the face with different poses, as you can see from the images that I've generated. So here the girl is smiling, here it's more serious. In the previous pic, she have the tattoos on her face and the earrings. In other picture, she have the collar and the gilet and the tattoos. In other picture, she don't have the tattoos and she have a regular hoodie, for example. So you want to change things a bit and you want to have different angles, different expression, different pose. Also, you want to have some close-up, some mid-shot range, and even some full body picture like this one, for example. Or with this one is a little bit of a middle section photo. This one is a full body. You want to have different styles and different angles, different pose, different outfit for your reference images. So one way of creating your dataset is this one. So you will upload one picture, so let's say this one, and you will create some other picture. Later on, you will upload another picture that you've just created, and you create another set of pictures. So in this way, it's easier to create 20-30 different images of your character. Another way you can do it is to have a workflow like the Quen multi-angle workflow. I will leave you the link in the description. I've made an whole video about that workflow where you can use the workflow to create with one click, starting from one image, 5 different pics of the same exact character but from different angles. So you can use that as well to create your reference pic. One little thing that you want to consider is to have all the picture on the same size. So usually I recommend 1024 by 1024. And so have all your pics in the same size. If, for example, and let's take, I saw it before, here. Let's take this image, for example. This is a vertical one, so it's 9 by 16. So it is not 1024 by 1024. What you can do here? You just use this picture as a reference, and you simply ask Nano Banana Pro, don't worry about GPT Image 1.5, it is pointless in here, use Nano Banana Pro and say it, make it one by one. And as you can see, we have the same exact picture, but made it in 1024 by 1024, so one by one. This is very easy. If you're using the Qwen workflow, just use 1024 and 1024 in the image resolution. And so as you can see, with this simple method, you can create 20 or 30 images of the same character that you want to create a LoRA for. So once you have those images, put in a folder, name the folder with the name of the character. So in my case, this character is named Aki, so I will put Aki in my folder, and I will use that dataset to train a LoRA. So now that we've covered how to create your dataset, we can proceed to train our LoRA for our character. So let's continue. So when it comes to training a LoRA, I highly recommend to do it with RunPod. This way you can deploy a powerful GPU like a 4090, for example, and train a LoRA very fast. If you want to run things on your own machine, you need to have a very powerful GPU, and also it is a little bit more difficult to install the tool that we are going to use. So I'll suggest to use RunPod because it's way easier. So now let's go into our RunPod. We go as usual into storage. We select the storage volume that we want to use, and we go with configure pod with volume. Now, of course, we need to select the GPU that we want to rent. You can go with the 4090, you can go with the 5090 if you want extra speed, and if you want maximum capability, go with the H200. But I mean, 4090 is more than fine in my opinion. So I select 4090, and here we want to change the template. You search for Ostris, and of course I will leave you directly the link to the template in the description. But anyway, we can search for Ostris and we deploy this template here. So now everything is set. We click deploy on demand. Perfect. And now it will take a little while since we are deploying this for the first time. So just be patient, and when this is ready, I'll get back to you. Perfect. Now, when in the logs, you will see this message, and when in connect, you will see that this is ready. Just click on it, and it will open up this page. Now, if you need to enter the password, just use the default and super secure secret word password. So just digit password, and you click check password. Perfect. Now we are inside Ostris AI Toolkit and we are ready to train our LoRA. Perfect. Now we are inside Ostris AI Toolkit and the UI is very clean and simple. First thing first, we want to go into our dataset. So we click on dataset, and as you can see, it's empty. And now we click on new dataset. We enter the name, and usually you go with the name of the character that you are creating. So in my case, I will go with Aki, and I'll create. And here we just drag and drop our dataset of pictures. This is my dataset. I select all and I'll copy. So now is uploading. I'll get back to you as soon as this is finished. It will take less than a minute. Perfect. And now we have all our images in the dataset. So what we want to do now is here adding some caption, and I tested a lot of different variation of LoRA training for the image. I tested with no caption at all, with just the keyword, with the entire paragraph of describing the images, and so on. And what I found to work best is just to put the keywords in the caption. So in this case, let's say that I want Aki 9 as my trigger words, or Aki 8, let's say Aki 8 as my trigger words. I will copy and paste these trigger words in every single image, and I leave just the trigger words. So in this case, I copy and I paste, and I do this process for every image. And with this method, I believe that for the image specifically, it works a little bit better compared to other training methods. So as you can see, here I have the same caption for all the images, and it's just the trigger words. So now you have your dataset ready with the caption. Now we can move on into new job. So we click into new job, and here you will find a lot of stuff, and maybe you will be discouraged, but don't worry, it's very, very simple. So first thing first, here under job, we give the LoRA a name. So let's say Aki8, for example. And here in trigger words, we use the same trigger words that we use in the dataset, so we don't forget that and we remember it. So Aki8 in this case. Of course, if your character is named, let's say Elena, you will put here Elena, or maybe Elena 8, or maybe Elena with a 3 instead of the E. I mean, you do what you think is best. Now let's move on. Model, under model, of course, we search for the image, and in this case, the image turbo with the training adapter. This is very, very important. And since we've deployed a powerful GPU, we can untoggle the low VRAM, because of course we are running this through Rampod, and we have a powerful GPU to run the training. So we unload this, and here we keep everything the same. This is perfect. Now let's go into training. Now let's start with the number of steps. This can be a little bit an overdue, but I like to train at 6,000 steps. It works well even at 3,000, but just to be sure and to have a LoRA that works well under every condition, I like to overtrain my LoRA. So I like to put 6,000. You can go with from 3,000 on, don't go less. 3,000, I believe that is like a minimum spot, sometimes 2, but let's say from 3 to 6. 6, I believe that it works best. Of course, it will take more time. Here in learning rate, I will go 1.5 or even 2. Let's say 2. Again, this might be an overtraining, but I prefer to be safe than sorry, so I prefer to overtrain a LoRA compared to have a weak LoRA to work with. So it's better, I believe, in this way. And here you can toggle the cache text embeddings. Okay. Now let's move on. Here the resolution, we are working with 1024 images, so we can remove this. Of course, if the size of your images is less than 1024 or you have different sizes, of course, put the size that you have. Caption dropout rate, we will have it to 0. We have every 250 steps a sample, so that's fine. And here guidance scale, I will go with 2, and sample steps, I will go with 16. Again, overtraining, but I believe that it is better, so I work this way. And here, for the samples, we can remove a lot of them, because we don't need all the samples. Let's say just 3. And here, I want just Aki 8, a woman playing chess at the park. So I remove even this one. Here we'll go with Aki 8, a woman, and here we go with Aki 8, Okay, perfect. So just 3 prompts in is more than fine. We see everything is good, perfect, and we can create a job. So create a job, perfect, and now we press play right here. And as you can see, this is starting, so running one job. Perfect, now it started to train. We are at step 13 of 6000, as you can see. Here, this is the time. Later on, I will let you see the samples. And so, as you can see, here we are inside the samples. This is step 0. And as you can see, we have no character. And as we move on and we scroll, and remember 250 steps every line. So here we are at 1000, 1250, 1050, 1500, sorry. And as you can see, the hair starting to change into the teal hair and the short bob haircut in the creation. And as you can see, it's looking more and more like my character, so like the character I train on. And as you can see, we move on, the character is more and more like my character. So if we go back into the overview, we can see that here on the left we have the LoRA, and we can download the LoRA. Now, with the file that we've downloaded, we paste it into our ComfyUI, models, and LoRa's. And as you can see, I've trained a lot of ones. Aki 8 is the one that I've generated. So the last test is the Aki 8 one, and I will let you see even the previous test just to compare it a bit. So it is inside the LoRa folder under ComfyUI models LoRa. And now we can go into ComfyUI and start using the LoRa that we've trained. Perfect, this is our workflow inside ComfyUI. So what you want to do now is to double click, search for LoRa loader, perfect, and we connect from model to model and from model to model. This way our LoRa is connected. If you are using the standard Z-Image Turbo workflow that you find in the templates of ComfyUI, so I'll open up really quickly. This is a LoRa, so we don't give a damn. Here, this is the standard Z-Image workflow inside the templates. So we zoom in, we click here on these signs, so we open up the subgraph and we have the whole workflow. So if you are here, you want to double click, load LoRa, okay, and from model here, you go into model here, and from model here, you go into model here. This way, you've added your LoRa. So I will go back because I like my workflow the best, so perfect. Here, you can select the LoRa that you have. In this case, I want to let you see the Aki 8 one. This is the latest one that I've generated. So, as a prompt, let's say that Aki 8 is in a bar drinking tea. Perfect. And now we run. Perfect. And as you can see, this is my character drinking a tea. If I bypass the LoRa and generate without the LoRa, we will see a completely different character. Just to let you see and compare with the LoRa and without the LoRa. So, of course, the prompt is the same. Aki 8 is in a bar drinking tea. So, as you can see, completely different image. So now I bypass this and let you see a few more examples. So let's say Aki 8 is in her living room watching a basketball game on the TV. We run it. Perfect. Now, as you can see, she is in her living room watching basketball. So this is great. Now, you can prompt everything. Let's say, just to let you see, a close-up portrait shot. And we run it. Perfect. And as you can see, she is clearly my character. And so, as you can see, the LoRA is trained very good. If sometimes maybe you generate a picture and I don't know, the hairstyle isn't 100% the same, or maybe the eye color is slightly off, you can adjust the strength of the model. So I zoom in and let you see. Here in your LoRA node there is the strength model, and by default is 1. You can go 1.2, 1.3 here, and maybe so 1.3, let's say, and regenerate the picture and see what comes out. And so play around with the strength of the model a little bit to see what changed and what's not. But as a general rule, let's keep it at 1, is more than fine. And so, as you can see, this is how to train a LoRA in a very simple way for Z Image Turbo. Of course, each model needs a specific LoRA, so if you are using Qwen, you have to create a Qwen LoRA. If you are using Flux, you have to create a Flux LoRA. And don't worry, after this video I will make more videos specific by model, so I will make a Qwen one, I will make a Flux one, and so on, so that you can see what's changed between LoRAs and how to train each specific LoRAs. And so let me know in the comments below if this video was helpful. Let me know if you're training a LoRA for Z Image Turbo with this method. And of course, if you like this video and subscribe, it will help me a lot. It will help the channel a lot. You will find all of the resources in my free community. Link is in the description, in bio, in the first comment of the video. And of course, you can just scan the QR code right now on your screen. The community is completely free, so I will see you there. And of course, as always, I wish you a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.